Several Yemenis working for the United Nations in the rebel-held capital of Sanaa will have been detained on accusations of spying for Israel. Earlier this week, 20 UN staff, including 15 foreigners, were released after being held in their compound since a raid last weekend. The rebels have harassed and detained UN staff and aid workers for years, accusing them of spying, but they have accelerated arrests since past the start of the Gaza war. Meanwhile, the internationally recognized Yemeni government in Aden, which opposes the Houthis, condemned the new arrests, labeling them as an escalation. The Houthis are part of Iran's axis of resistance against Israel and the United States and have frequently fired at ships in the Red Sea and Israeli territory during the two-year war, claiming solidarity with the Palestinians. US President Donald Trump has indicated that he would reconsider reducing tariffs on Brazilian exports under the right circumstances. Speaking to journalists aboard Air Force One, Trump also confirmed that he expected to meet with Brazilian President Lula da Silva during his 5-day trip to Asia, which includes stops in Malaysia, Japan and South Korea. Lula is attending the ASEAN summit in Malaysia this weekend, and Trump said a meeting between the two leaders was likely. The two presidents have expressed a willingness to discuss a range of issues, including trade tariffs and tensions with Venezuela. The potential tariff reduction is part of an effort to repair US-Brazil relations, which have been strained in recent years. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer hosts a meeting of the Coalition of the Willing in London, with French President Emmanuel Macron joining via video link. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanks Western allies for new sanctions aimed at crippling Russia's war economy. He urges partners to boost Kiev's long-range missile capabilities. Zelensky also says diplomacy matters only if it leads to real decisions. He also adds the more losses Putin suffers at home, the faster he will consider meaningful talks. Let's in fact listen to what the Ukrainian president had to say.
Diplomacy matters only when it can lead to real decisions. And when it comes to Russia, that dish has many ingredients. The essential ones are real forms of pressure on Russia, sanctions, our long-range capabilities, political pressure, accountability for war crimes, and real actions regarding Russian assets. Today, besides, we are carrying out our own campaign of pressure with drones and missiles, specifically targeting the Russian oil sector. So the long-range capability directly strengthens diplomacy, the more losses Putin suffers on his own territory. The fewer assaults he can carry out on the front line, and the faster he will agree to meaningful diplomacy. That is why we are working to secure Tomahawk cruise missiles, additional Storm Shadow missiles, other capabilities. Thank you very much, Keir.
Meanwhile, the French President Emmanuel Macron announces that France will deliver additional Aster anti-aircraft missiles to Ukraine in the coming days. This comes as Western allies ramp up support for Kyiv amid Russia's ongoing offensive. The meeting comes as the war enters its fourth winter, with the US and EU pressing Moscow harder than ever. And that's all on the Africa Brief. Keep watching NewsX World for more updates from around the world.